First story. My divorce story changed after I have find out the real reason. The story below is a situation I have shared before and describes my divorce process. I have been living with my wife for the last 20 years. Before we dated for 4 years, so in total our relationship is almost 25 years old. As with all the couples, we argued over stupid things. But for the last 6 months these things escalated and got out of control. But there is no cheating, no physical abuse, no gambling, no drinking and shouting, only the arguments become more and more. In April I bought myself and her new cars. We are living in Turkey. Then my brother-in-law lives in SF. We already bought tickets to go and see him with family. Everything was good, nothing whatsoever. Then my wife and daughter stayed 2 more days and I returned 2 days earlier. When she was there she told my daughter that she wants to leave me. Then they arrived, but I do not know anything about this. 1 week has passed and one day she sent me a message saying that let's stay friends, we have a wonderful daughter, that we need to concentrate on her. I immediately called her up. She was drifting from the subject and I was asking her what she meant. Then boom, she told me that she wants to divorce me. I had the terrible next 2 weeks being heartbroken, trying to understand the situation that I am, and I was trying to convince her that I would do things much better, etc., etc. But she made up her mind. She said I will not wear the ring anymore. I enrolled to a yoga class, write my maiden surname, and she said that she do not love me anymore. After a while, she said the strangest thing to me, that I killed her soul, and now trying to win her back is the same as having an intimacy with a dead person. At that moment everything was clear to me. Then I went to the lawyer and we decided to have a consensual divorce. We agreed on terms and almost in 1 day everything was settled. So from the day that she told me that she wants to divorce me and the divorce being happened is 20 days. This was the story up until now. In June we sent our daughter to a summer school for 2 weeks. At the time my ex-wife decided to take a trip alone to Venice for 6 days. Since our daughter was away in the summer camp, she wanted to take this opportunity. It was the 4th day that I received a phone call from a friend of mine. He was also in Venice with his wife, and he told me that he saw my ex-wife was with somebody else that she met in Venice. Some people are very strange. At the end of the day we were separated for a month and a half. But still it was so early to go and find someone that you go for 6 days. What she was thinking, but something struck me. Since the beginning of our divorce, it was so instant and the reasons that I was given wasn't making any sense. So I start digging up with the help of someone. I somehow found a conversation between my ex-wife and her friend, telling her that she met someone in Venice and become lovers, etc. But after this my ex-wife said the following. My ex-wife, the other one, is currently spending her day at someone else's house for free. She is not in love. There is no passion in her eyes. There is no love. Her friend, the other one, didn't seem very serious to me for some reason. My ex-wife, the other one, saved me from the marriage and gave me the courage to end it. Boom. Since the beginning she was blaming me for everything, but now I have just find out that there was someone else, and I confronted her, but this was all happening after the divorce. She did not accept at first, but then she accepted, and then the next day she did not again. This is a really weird situation. She told everyone her version of the story, but now this information changes everything. What would you do if you were in my shoes in this case? My daughter knows the truth. My close family members, but nobody else. Don't get me wrong, the divorce is finalized, and I am definitely not trying to win her back. But I have found out this information after the divorce is finalized and really feel bad about it. Update. Self-improvement kills marriages and relationships. Unfortunately, nowadays, a lot of nonsense is being pumped under the name of personal development in the name of popular culture. You can understand this by looking at the bestsellers section in bookstores. Especially women who do not work can get under the influence of this over time and eventually go to Peru and participate in ayahuasca ceremonies. Yes, there were some problems between us in my 19-year marriage, but they were never issues that could be brought to the level of divorce. But during this process, my ex-wife suddenly started the divorce process by first sending me a message, and then telling me on the phone when I called. But during this process, she acted as if she was not in her right mind. We decided to have a consensual divorce, but so much so that when they came to have this protocol signed again on the court day, she signed without reading it. She wanted to get divorced as soon as possible, and that happened. But in my later research, I saw that she was interested in many personal development topics such as third eye, astrology, numerology, holistic life, spiritual life, etc. Finally, 1.5 months after the divorce, I learned that she was with someone. This person saved her from the marriage, gave her the courage to get a divorce. While all this was happening, she told my daughter that she was going to divorce me 10 days before telling me. They were on vacation at the time. I had returned 2 days before, and my daughter looked at me with this information for 10 days and couldn't say anything. It was very sad, and my daughter also had important exams. I mean, she couldn't even see and care her own child, which was shocking to me. So I started to think that these type of self-improvement stuff has serious effects on marriages. There are other people I know. What do you think about this? Update: my ex-wife first accepted that she cheated on me, but now she did not. After I divorced, I find out that my wife has cheated on me. This is the story that I shared before but would like to get an opinion. In June, we sent our daughter to a summer school for 2 weeks. At the time, my ex-wife decided to take a trip alone to Venice for 6 days. Since our daughter was away in the summer camp, she wanted to take this opportunity. It was the 4th day that I received a phone call from a friend of mine. He was also in Venice with his wife, and he told me that he saw my ex-wife was with somebody else that she met in Venice. Some people are very strange. At the end of the day, we were separated for a month and a half. But still, it was so early to go and find someone that you go for 6 days. What she was thinking, but something struck me. Since the beginning of our divorce, it was so instant, and the reasons that I was given wasn't making any sense. So I start digging up with the help of someone. I somehow found a conversation between my ex-wife and her friend, telling her that she met someone in Venice and become lovers, etc. But after this, my ex-wife said the following: my ex-wife, the other one, is currently spending her day at someone else's house for free. She is not in love. There is no passion in her eyes. There is no love. Her friend, the other one, didn't seem very serious to me for some reason. My ex-wife, the other one, saved me from the marriage and gave me the courage to end it. Boom. Since the beginning, she was blaming me for everything, but now I have just find out that there was someone else, and I confronted her. But this was all happening after the divorce. She did not accept at first, but then she accepted, and then the next day she did not again. This is a really weird situation. She told everyone her version of the story, but now this information changes everything. I am trying to decide how to solve this problem. Next month the alimony will start. I could not pay until she does not make a fool of me and confess that she did it. Because when you read the messages, it is very obvious, isn't it? The problem is that I cannot just read the messages directly to her. I have to find another way until she realizes that all is true. But she constantly tells me about how she just accepted those accusations at first just to see if I will believe what she says, which sounds like BS. She tells me, how can you believe that? It is impossible, she says. I never did such a thing like that, etc. I will start paying alimony next month, and I will also pay her compensation in 2 installments, but I could extend the duration in my country. It will take some years for her to get even the first alimony payment. I am not a bad person. I never wanted to do it, but I was given all the blame in the marriage. And she initiated the divorce, and after that I learned the truth. During this time I suffered a lot. So I am trying to make her accept what she did and be done with it. but I guess because of her image and our common friends she is afraid to do so. What would you do if you were in my case? Second story. Is it normal for partner with BPDs to decide whether they want to leave you or not? My partner with BPD often will have periods where she is deciding whether to work on the relationship or leave me. The anxiety I feel at the thought of her not choosing me is insane, and I'm very anxious to leave her or be left. I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm on a cliff's edge. Update. Did anyone else develop an anxious attachment with their BPD partner? At the start of our relationship I was very secure and somewhat avoidantly attached to her. Then as the devaluation and stuff happened I noticed that had changed a lot. I was begging for her often and seeing genuine signs of anxiety. And now, the relationship is in shambles, and basically over past the point of no return, and I feel that anxiety very severely. It's a very hard thing to describe. I can tell myself the reasons the relationship needs to end. All my friends have told me she's bad for me. I even lost my best friend because I went back to see her, but the anxiety about losing her is so bad. Update. Has anyone else noticed they will feel the opposite of what you're trying to do? I feel like anytime we're having a conversation or argument I would tell my ex-WBPD explicitly that I wasn't saying things to blame her, wasn't trying to make her seem crazy, and her reaction would be to feel blamed or crazy in that moment. It's like no matter what I communicate to them and I'm trying to get past an issue they will just feel attacked in some way, even when that's not my intention. I understand having those conversations can make someone feel that way, but if I'm communicating that it's not my intention then why does she still feel like I am out to get her? It just makes me feel like I'm attacking her needlessly, and that my problems will never get resolved or answered. There isn't a win-win, it's either keep it in or be the bad guy for bringing it up. Update. Is it normal to end things and regret it? Does anyone else get into an argument with them and have a moment of clarity after they've split on you and cursed at you and whatnot? Like a moment during the argument which you look at them and say I'm done, get out of my room, I'm breaking up with you, or something along those lines and regret it? I'm wondering if this is a sign that I have narcissistic personality disorder, because for some of our light breakups, which sounds silly to say out loud, I would definitely do this and regret it afterwards and beg for her back. I really don't know what this is a sign of for me or my underlying problems. Update. Is it common to feel changed after a breakup? I feel like for a large part of the relationship I wasn't enough for her. There was always something I was doing wrong, some need I wasn't fulfilling. I changed so much for her to try to fix these things because I loved her. Now, once I'm out of this mess and we're broken up, I feel like it's my fault for not being enough. Maybe if I would have taken her out on more dates, written her more letters, we would still be together and happy. Is this a common feeling or did I genuinely mess up? I don't feel like myself anymore either. I look at pictures of me before we met and it's like I'm looking at someone I will never get back. I used to be so happy all the time and now my mom is worried about me because I won't even crack a smile. I don't really enjoy the things I used to, gym, games, music, because she made me feel like those hobbies were immature. I don't know. Update. I really want to ask her if there is another guy. Break no contact. Been going through a long drawn-out breakup. Last time we tried again we were no contact. She called me 8 times with no caller ID and used a friend's phone to call me because I turned off no caller ID notifications. I let her back in. She promised to change. She said she only loved me. We started to try again, and within 10 or so days she texted me saying she wanted to be loved fully. I told her I couldn't let her in that fast, so we agreed to be done. It hurt like hell to just let her go. And I felt lied to and used about her coming back and making false promises about wanting to change and keep trying. I'm pretty sure there's another guy or something, and I really don't have a way of knowing without reaching out. I don't want to keep overthinking it. I would really just like to know. What should I do? She is diagnosed BPD. I understand leaving her and being down will be better for me in the long run. It's just really hard right now. Everyone was right. Don't think your BPD partner is special. Update. She slept with someone else. A week after us breaking up, she slept with someone else. We were together for 1.5 years, and we ended on good terms this time. Honestly, I wouldn't have a problem with it. We weren't together anymore. 2 days after she slept with him, she called me and told me she needed me and wanted to rebuild. I asked so many times if she did anything with anyone else and she said no. A few days later she's saying a guy's name in her sleep. I confront her, and it takes multiple times for her to tell me that she kissed someone at the beach. Okay, whatever, it was just a drunk kiss. She still wanted to rebuild, she still wanted to try, and she was sorry. Found out today that she actually slept with him. I feel cheated and lied to. Did she just expect to go on without me ever knowing? This is my wake-up call to finally be done for good. I know I didn't get actually cheated on, but it still feels the same. I don't even know anymore. Third story. No, I need to leave but can't. Married 8 years. Ironically, 8-month affair came to light. I caught them. She didn't tell me first. She has cut it off, or maybe he did when the consequences became very real to him career-wise. When I reported him, I can tell she is a little sad that he hasn't tried to contact her. She doesn't know I reported him. I can tell she is grieving the relationship with him. She hysterically tried to keep us together initially, wouldn't sign the papers I shoved in her face. She still wants to stay together, and I do see little acts the old her used to do coming out again. She will never admit to the depth of the affair. Even with my solid proof, she minimizes even that. I think to protect herself in her brain, but she has apologized and regrets it all deeply. I just don't think I can accept it. I had to find out. I had to drag what little info out of her that I could. I had to stake out their overnight spot to catch them. I had her promise when I first caught on to stop, and she didn't until the real proof was caught on video. She loves me still, I can tell, and I can tell that I have broken her with my actions and vehemence that she has never seen from me. I called her a lot of terrible things that night. At this point I know that I need to force a divorce, but seeing her so broken is hard. Not just the cheating, but karma smashed her in the face and multiple aspects of her life collapsed after she was found out that are unrelated to the cheating. If I divorce her, she will basically be homeless on top of that all. She even mentioned separation if I need, but that would drive me literally insane. Wondering. I'm an all or nothing type person. I still love her, I do, or at least half of me does. The other half hates what she did to us. That loving half just can't seem to smash another thing into her face and have her served. I feel like I'm just wasting time sitting here. I still remember the person I trusted with my life for 7+ years. She says she is processing in her own way, but the little things don't seem like enough to me. It only been a few weeks, I get it. How do you break something you love even when they have broken you? Update. Finally got the proof. Long story short, I found the treasure trove of proof that she had hidden on a hard drive after she cleaned her phone and told me breadcrumbs. The funny part is that putting it there left it unpassword protected. In an effort to hide the evidence, she gave it on a platter. I have cut everything, canceled and frozen everything, left the house and paid the divorce lawyer. It honestly hurts so bad. She was on a trip when I went through it all and still lied for a solid 20 minutes on the phone before finally admitting with an "I'm sorry" the year of disgusting crap she did with him. Even conveniently had their chat logs backed up in addition to hundreds of pictures. I just want to say that I am terrified, destroyed, and sad beyond all comprehension. But thank God for final closure after a year of this crap, 11 years down the drain. Thank God no kids. The road ahead is dark, but everything will be okay. Word to the wise, it's never just a kiss, it's never just sexting lightly. It's usually dark, crazy crap they would never do with you, and with a frequency that would blow your mind. Affairs create excitement and sexual energy with the clandestine nature that creates a false reality. Don't be like me. Don't lie to yourself for a year and convince yourself of half-truths. Get out at the first hint of dishonesty with affairs. Please listen to my message and just get out.